It's the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Welcome to another selection and production here from the Open Mic Broadcast Network, where it is our mission to try to bring you some news that you could use. Today is no exception to that rule. Follow me on Twitter, X, at The Mike Prince Show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And check out our 24-hour stream on the website, obmradio.com. With all that being established, let us jump right into today's episode. What a great weekend. Mother's Day weekend has just passed. Hope every mother had an enjoyable time and that everyone knows that it's real good to appreciate mothers, especially if your mother's still with you. With that being said, what a weekend we had. Jackson State winning the Southwestern Athletic Conference softball tournament. First time since 2011. Last time they actually won it was over the Prairie View A&M University Panthers. However, in 2024, it was all JSU taking care of FAMU in the championship round to advance to take on the number 9th ranked LSU Tigers, which will begin on Friday. An exciting time for JSU softball. Meanwhile, when you look at the overall body of work, although Prairie View fell short, still a great run for the Panthers. As they discovered, they've done it before, but when you come out of that loser's bracket, man, it is extremely tough and rough, and they fell a little short. But you tip your hat to all of the ladies that participated from Gulfport, Mississippi. Truly, truly an exciting softball tournament for 2024. Over in the world of baseball, things are really, really becoming confusing, in particular on the west side of things, on how this thing is going to run. We'll try to make a little sense out of all this madness that is unfolding for the final stretch run of the Southwestern Athletic Conference baseball divisions. We'll give you some scores from Sunday, and then we'll lead into what tangled webs we have. Alabama A&M avoids the sweep of Mississippi Valley by winning on Sunday by the score of 11-9. Southern University was victorious over University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff by the score of 16-5. Bethune-Cookman and Jackson State were postponed. Prairie View was able to win the series against the Grambling State Tigers with a score of 16-3 on Sunday. The FAMU Rattlers were able to defeat the Alabama State Hornets by the score of 12-3. Now for where it gets a bit interesting, we'll go over the standings of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. We'll start over in the East. FAMU is at top with a 20-7 conference record. Number 2 has Bethune-Cookman with a record of 18-8. Alabama State is in the number 3 spot with a 16-11 conference record. Jackson State's in the number 4 spot with a 14-12 conference record. Alabama 8 at number 5 with a 9-18 record. And Mississippi Valley coming in at number 6 spot with a 3-25 conference record. Over on the west side of things, number 1 spot is being held down currently by the Texas Southern Tigers with a 17-6 conference record. Grambling State is at the number 2 spot with a 16-6 conference record. Prairie View is at number 3 with a 13-8 conference record. Southern University is in the number 4 spot with a 14-11 conference record. Alcorn coming in at number 5 with a 6-21 conference record. And Arkansas Pine Bluff in the number 6 spot with a 5-20 conference record. Now, where all the confusion is going to come, there's an 80% rule that you can determine standings and everything else that goes about. And if you notice, we had at top Texas Southern with the 17-6 record. They're scheduled to play Arkansas Pine Bluff, and they have 23 games under their belt right now. So technically, for them to qualify for that 80% rule, will be the playing at least one game against the Golden Lions to get that qualification mark. Meanwhile, with Grambling falling like they did over the weekend against Prairie View, they find themselves needing to complete the series with the Southern Jags. Southern Jags at 14-11 in conference record, but then you have Prairie View, who's at 13-8. They have technically 24 games that they need to qualify. They have 21 under their belt with the scheduled series coming up against Alcorn. If the weather permits itself, Prairie View get those 3 games in, they reach the 80% plateau, which then looms in with the Texas Southern Tigers. The Texas Southern Tigers and the Prairie View A&M University Panthers have a series to be made up. But if you're Prairie View, I wouldn't even be worried about that. In particular, if I can get 2 out of 3, more importantly, the sweep against Alcorn over the weekend, I'll settle in with that number 3 spot, and let's head on to Atlanta. Very, very intriguing and interesting. A lot of people would assume that because of the close proximity between Prairie View and Texas Southern, it should be a no-brainer that you can get that game in, right? But not so fast. With the way things are unfolding, I'm not saying that anyone is dodging or ducking, but it doesn't make any sense to waste the pitching, the resources, even the finances to get that game in when you've got the 80% rule already established. So it's going to be very interesting to see how, the weather holds up and how this final official weekend of Southwestern Athletic Conference baseball play ends up. Let me drop this on you. If you're Prairie View, do you try to schedule? Well, the schedule won't even be feasible. You won't be able to make it up. There's just not enough hours in the day with the time remaining on the calendar, because the baseball tournament actually starts next week from the ATL, and you got to get it going. It'll start on Wednesday the 22nd. So you have what you have, and right now it's just a matter of, if you're looking at it on paper right now, you would have number 1, Texas Southern, number 2, Grambling, number 3, Prairie View, and number 4, Southern, heading to the Southwestern Athletic Conference 2024 edition of the baseball tournament. And, of course, over the weekend, we had the Black College World Series from Montgomery, Alabama. Congratulations to the Blue Field, Big Blue, winning their second Black College World Series in as many as 4 years. So this thing has been running together for 4 years, and they actually have 2 of those titles. So once again, congratulations to them. They were victorious over Talladega by the score of 5-1 in the championship game. Great series. I do have somewhat of a question mark that looms over due to the fact that this was a double elimination tournament. Talladega only losing once in the tournament, but when they advanced to the championship round against Bluefield, which Bluefield came out of the losers bracket. So technically and traditionally, when you have a loser facing the winner in a double elimination game, you would have the loser to have to beat the undefeated person twice. But that was not the case. It was winner take all in one game. And as a result, Bluefield, Big Blue, had their second championship from the Black College World Series. But all is not lost for Talladega, because they will continue to play in the NAIA series, College World Series, as they'll be representing on next week. So a great week of baseball and softball, still more to come. We are going to try to get a follow-up interview with Michael Coker, who is the organizer for the Black College World Series. Get a little more in-depth conversation about that. If you didn't catch the first one leading into the series, you can go back to our YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network and check that interview out. But that is what we have over the Mother's Day weekend in the world of college baseball and softball. I am going to exit stage left for right now, as my time is much well spent. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Do thank you guys so much for joining in with us. Thank you for sharing the channel on YouTube. A slow, steady growth, and we're looking forward to that. Don't forget, you can follow me on Twitter X at The Mike Prince Show. And as always, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.